is White Rabbit an energy drink?
You tried one the other day, Mom.
You did?
Yeah, yeah.
I like these.
What I had it was a Cabo, Kratom one.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
it's a Kratom energy drink.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one today.
Yeah. And then so if you look, it's like a leaf, you know? And then so like I like brought it home to my dad. My dad's like, uh-oh. Yeah. And my dad's like, and I was like, Dad, I'm not smoking crack, dog. You know what I mean?
I
But-
have drinking Kratom and Kava since I got
Yeah.
so
Do you drink kombucha?
no.
No. Yeah. I never knew. Yeah. But
Well, for me, I'm like, we're arguing over the wrong fucking thing.
Kombucha's-
Club right now on day 3 of no sleep. So like,
Yes.
what are we fighting for? Like,
I agree.
I didn't wake up this morning fucking crazy.
No, totally. So how long have you had the Courtney Group?
Well, it's been through a couple of incarnations. This latest one for about 18 months, but there's been a version of it for 20 years.
20 years, and it's
Mhm.
always been you.
Mhm.
It's been yours.
Mhm.
And what all do you got? You guys are doing brokerage, right?
Yeah, we're realtors in
Gotcha.
the real estate space. We've got about 16 of us on the team, or 16 agents on the team right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you started the Courtney Group,
Mhm.
were you in the rooms already?
Yeah.
Gotcha. How long before that did you get into the real estate?
Well, you want to go way back?
Way back.
Okay.
Because you're a Reno local, aren't you?
No.
You're not. Where are you
No,
from?
we came from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh,
So I was in West
that's
Palm.
why Anna's crazy. Just kidding.
I don't know. It was crazy though. I had to get out of there, man.
I love that area.
You do?
I love looking at it.
I love
Yeah.
looking at it. It's got real pretty vegetation, but I don't know. I left.
Yeah.
I had it
So you moved from West Palm
to here.
to Reno.
Yeah. But I got into real estate in West Palm, and it was kind of it wasn't on purpose, right? I was in my very early 30s, and I had basically trashed
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I was living in a barn, driving a car. Well, I used to say it was a car that would only turn right, but the real truth of the matter is I could only turn it right. So,
What do you
so-
mean? It had no power steering or what?
well, it was a 1979 Buick Riviera, which was
Badass.
about 20
Yeah.
feet long,
Yeah.
2 doors, Landau roof.
That's a
okay?
boat. Yeah.
But my Landau roof had a rip in the middle, so it would like flap, and the door to get in, you needed to like kind of put your hip into it to get it to go in. And it was in Florida, there'd be like 4 lanes and then a center turn lane. So to turn left, you had to get it. It wasn't really accurate on the gas pedal. There could be a little delay about that kind of stuff. So you had to get out, get into the center turn lane. That was so long, you had to really time it right to get in the middle lane. And I didn't have the brain power
I
to
hear
do
you.
all that. So I had a nice turn right route the whole way.
Yeah.
So I'm living in a barn, driving that car, mucking out stalls for a morning. Every morning, 25 stalls a morning for 100.
How old are you at this time?
31 maybe.
And you're doing stalls, okay?
Yeah,
In West Palm Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I had done other stuff. I was one of the first women to have a seat on the Chicago Board Options Exchange.
Okay.
That was my first career, and it was crazy. It was in the 80s, and a couple thousand men and about 50 of us women, and tons of money and tons of coke, and
Yeah.
I toasted myself. In fact, the whole 80s, it was just a toast fest, and I blew through a couple other careers. And so I'm in this barn. I'm mucking stalls to pay my rent, and a girlfriend comes along to me and says that she was going to real estate school. Maybe I'd like to go with her.
Yeah.
And it was $125, so she had me there. And then she closed me by saying that she would drive, because then what can I say? No. So I went to real estate school with her. I got my license, and that's right when I first got sober, and I ended up, and I didn't want to be a realtor. Back then it was a lot different than it is now. And it was kind of like, I felt like, you failed out as a used car salesman, so you're going to be a realtor. And so anyway, but I was there, right? I was there, I was getting sober, and I said, you know what? I fucked up the first part of my life, and I'm just going to draw a line in the sand and I'm going to figure this out and I'm
Right.
going to do it right. And I just became a student of the game from that day to this. And, you know, a lot of stuff started to happen as it will, you know, when you get sober. And pretty soon I became a speaker for a seminar guy. He was kind of using my business as a crash test dummy. And, you know, I would do what he said and it worked and get up on a stage, 600, 900 people, something like that, and just tell them what I was doing. And so that led to me meeting some other people who are pretty, you know, pretty savvy in the game. And so I decided that I didn't want to work on Sundays and we had to figure out how to do that, right?
Yeah.
So I came up with this idea of having a buyer's agent. I'm not saying that I'm the first person who came up with the idea, but this would have been from before my daughter was born, maybe like 93 or something. And so I came up with this idea. I hired a gal, and she was my first buyer's agent. And I built up a team, and we were doing pretty good. We were doing about 200 deals a year, which was
Fine.
big stuff back then. Yeah, amazingly working with buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
And then we started a coaching company, was still around today, doing pretty good. And
Teaching people how to sell real estate.
well, we were already working people who are really successful.
Yeah.
You know, because there's people who are already successful at something they're doing. They know if I want to learn something and do something, I'll go to find the model I like and then just copy that model and they'll, you know, and then be successful. The strugglers in life are going to want to hunt and peck and tweak it for me. You know, I'm special. I need to do it this way. So we worked with people who are already really successful and, you know, they followed the model we had and they all did really, really well. And then I had my own brokerage and I had, you know, this team and we're doing really good. And just forgot where I was. Oh, I had my own brokerage. So there came some Keller Williams offices wanting to buy me out,
Yeah.
you know, because I had the good space and all that kind of stuff. So I did a deal with one of them, ended up owning, they call their offices market centers. So I partial owner on one of those. And I ended up, you know, I requested Gary Keller, chairman of Keller Williams, and he had been my coach before to be my coach. And so he said yes. But by then I was tired. I was burnt out. I was a crispy critter. At one point I had decided I was going to be an oil rigger.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Instead, perfect job, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Nobody bothers you. What? Nobody bothers you.
Yeah.
And, but that didn't work out. So,
Doing the oil stuff.
yeah, you know,
Where were you going to go to do that?
Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
I was flying out from West Palm Beach to Las Vegas to speak at one of these seminars,
Yeah.
right? You know, so there's like big crowd waiting, and I'm sitting in the window seat. I'm looking out, I'm just so burnt. I'm just so tired. I'm
Yeah.
just too many hard negotiations, and I said, "That's it."
Yeah.
I'm looking at oil rigs out there. I'm like, "That's it. Perfect job. I'm doing that." But that didn't last long. So at any rate, they bought me out, and I ended up instead becoming a CEO of a division of Keller Williams Real Estate. And by that time, we had moved out here, and so I commuted to Austin for a while. It was a great experience. And then,
I like Austin.
yeah,
That's got the cush real estate market. How do we get that here?
How
do we get cheap houses here?
You know, we got a pretty cush real estate market here.
Yeah.
You know, Reno hasn't really been discovered, you know, nationally.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's a great spot. I live here on purpose now.
Yeah.
You know, because you
I
got,
love it here.
yeah,
I
you
love
know,
it
in
here.
the winter it's 45, so you can decide, well, do I want to ride a horse or do I want to go skiing or, you know, it's great here.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, prices aren't any cheaper here than they are in Austin, really.
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
It seems
No.
like some of the things I've seen. I guess it's not Austin. It's all the outskirts of Texas.
But yeah,
They're
there's
building houses
there's a
like
lot
crazy.
more high-end stuff going on. You know, it's bigger, more
It is.
high-end stuff.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of people coming now from California in the tech industry
I know.
and just, you know, get me the heck out of California with the taxes and the
Right.
homeowners insurance and all the regulations. And it's easy to come here, but we got a lot of tech stuff coming here.
Yeah. I feel angry about that, but I
You
understand
do.
it. Yeah.
Tell me.
I just hate.
Tell
I
me
just.
why.
I just. Because they drive bad. You know. And,
Yeah.
you know, I ride my motorcycle like a dickhead, and I want everybody else to be
Ride like a
perfect.
dickhead too.
No, I want them. Yeah, I do want everybody to go fast, you know?
You want everybody to go fast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want everybody.
And
But
then a Prius with California plates gets
yeah,
in front of you.
yep. That's it. That's it. You nailed it. No, I think I didn't get my life together until a few years ago
Yeah.
financially, right?
Yeah.
It took me a minute, and I just had Anna connect me with Megan for the first time and start the process
Oh, really?
for the first time
Good.
at 30 years old.
Yeah.
And she was
No,
like,
so
"Hey,"
you're right on track.
she's
Right.
like, "Hey, it's $3,700 a month for a $400,000 house."
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, "See you, Megan. We'll talk in a few years, you know, like I'm going to start blowing up houses or something to make it happen." But
Well, things are fixing to change. If the interest rates come down a little bit, and if they do that 50-year mortgage.
50-year mortgage, I was going to ask you about that. Is that a thing?
It's
That
not a
seems
thing yet,
crazy.
but I think it's a thing that is going to be and as it should be, right?
Gotcha.
Because, most people move every 5 to 10 years. So, why not, right? There's no downside. I mean, there's very few people live there till their whole mortgage is paid off.
It just takes you a lot. So the payment would be lower, the interest rate would be lower.
No, the interest rate wouldn't be lower.
Oh, it's the same. I get what
Payment
you're saying.
would be
Payment's lower
but the interest rate will probably come down next
because
spring.
of the 50-year, right?
No, got nothing to do with it. The 50 year is another way to make things more affordable because your monthly payment's going to be lower.
Gotcha.
Interest rate is added. Interest rate really, I won't bore you, but the interest rate
No, I
really
wanna know.
doesn't even have to do with the Feds. Everybody's looking at the Feds rating. Interest rate has to do with where the 10-year T-bill is. So,
What does that mean? Tell me about that.
well, the T-bill, so that's a place to park your money. It's a safer investment. And so they look at the rate of return, right? So they pay you money, right? They look at the rate of return. Don't quote me and don't make this public in any way.
Yeah, yeah.
But so the higher the price of the T-bill, the lower the return you're going to get. And investors are looking at options for returns. So the mortgage rates will come down because the rate of the return on the two investments equal out.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Sure you do.
No, I get it. I want a fucking house, you
Well,
know?
we'll get you a fucking house.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. And you know what? It's
yeah. Good. Yeah.
never had any homeless people yet.
No?
Not planning to start with
Okay,
you.
sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, to me, the frustrating part is it has nothing to do with, I just wish I had it together 5 years earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
and
needed to
it-
fuck it up to learn how to do it right in my way, you know? But
But 5 years from now, it'll be, you're glad you got it together 5 years ago.
yeah,
30, that's a good age, right?
Yeah.
I started to get my shit together at 32, and I thought I had burned my entire life. And, most people, when you're in your 20s, you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. And a lot of people, it's 20s are exploration, and 30s are starting to get a handle on, where you're going in life. And that's a great time to get in.
no,
And the
I get
thing
it.
is that you just got to get on the train,
Yeah.
right? You got to get on the train somewhere. I mean, real estate over time goes up into the right price wise, but there's peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
along the way.
Does the 50-year change your down payment at all? That doesn't do anything.
It shouldn't change your down payment.
No,
I don't
still
think.
put
I haven't
20%
heard
down.
about that. But also, what it's going to do is because what you owe is spread over a longer time, your monthly payment will be lower.
Gotcha. More tangible. That makes
Mhm.
sense. That's really cool. So when was it West Palm or was it Reno where you started your program getting clean?
The program. So West Palm, well, here we go, another story. So I started West Palm, and everything came together. Got all the promises. Everything was great. Had everything going, and it was almost. I probably could have retired. Maybe it was about 16 years in, and I moved from West Palm. And in West Palm, they got a lot of treatment centers. So people get sober in South Florida. They go, "Hey, I'm sober in South Florida. Life is good. I think I'll hang around." So we had about 400 meetings a week. I was in West Palm. So there was a lot of good AA because a lot of the treatment centers and stuff like. I really liked it. All my friends in the program, and had a wide variety of people
Yeah.
in the program.
What's the program out like in that part of Florida? Was it
Well, so I don't know how to describe, I want to use the word better, but
Yeah.
it's what you're used to. We had like there was a meeting that would a noon meeting, the big meeting at the Triangle Club there. Couple hundred people would be there, and we had one guy there named Solomon, and Solomon actually lived under a bridge.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
And he was so, but he'd come in and he would share the wisest stuff, like his name Solomon Siddim, and
Yeah.
the gems would come out of that guy's mouth. And in the same meeting, we'd have bankers, lawyers. We had a guy who was a count, all that kind of stuff in the same meeting. So it was a good mix, good variety, and because of like so much treatment going on there, it was pretty good AA. So, well, I moved out here and I went to, and they did it different here, and you're going to hear that again and again, but it was different. And I didn't really feel the vibe.
Yeah.
So I started going to less and less meetings. Hey, I got 16 years. I got this. I'm cool.
Me too. Yeah.
And so then I made a big mistake and got quickly married to a guy who turned out to be a con man, biker dude.
Man after my own heart. Yeah.
And I fell madly in love with this guy and snuck off and got married, and that's kind of a
What
whole.
kind of motorcycle did he have? Do you remember?
Well, with Harley, I don't know. I ended up getting a V-Rod when I was with him. and-
Crazy. That's a Porsche. That's more
well,
Porsche
that's
than
why
Harley.
that's why I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, I loved the idea, and I didn't ride motorcycles before that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you remember what he had?
Like, I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
full size
Yeah,
I'm just curious if
Well-
it's a street glide or a road glide.
street light.
Gotcha. That's why.
yeah, street glide.
Don't ever trust a guy on a street glide.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We ended up getting a big dog at one point in time. That was kind of a cool bike.
Cool. Yeah.
So anyway, turns out the guy's a con man, whatever. And
You did this in early sobriety.
no, this is when I'm 16 years in. When
Oh,
I moved
16
out
years
to
in.
Reno. So
Understood,
I'm
understood.
16 years in. I got
Yeah.
it going on. I could almost retire. Everything's groovy. And I was like a babe in the woods. I didn't know about gambling
Yeah.
because in South Florida, they don't have gambling.
Right.
I didn't know about methamphetamine.
Yeah.
I had never heard of that because that maybe came out. I'm sober, right? I'm not running around that. So
It's
anyway,
like White Claws. I never got to try one.
White Claw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I did.
Never got to
Tried the
try.
White- Yeah.
Never got to try White Claws. Never got to try.
Well, you're not a
weed
chick, so you
pins.
didn't miss anything.
I didn't. Yeah. Right. I don't know if I would have drank it, but I'm
Yeah.
bummed I didn't get to. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I tried a weed pen.
Yeah?
I will tell you that story because
Yeah. Okay.
because
Never got to try one.
I had something, I don't know, Anna's over there, but I had something going on, a surgery or something, and I was in some pain, and I heard the weed pens, right? Those cancer patients smoke weed for that, and I used to be a little hippie chick back in the hippie chick days.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then my high school boyfriend was the pot dealer, so
Got
we
it.
were especially cool. We had like your regular pot, right? And then we had the whatever Panama Red kind of stuff.
Yep.
You could get a 2-finger bag or a 3-finger bag. And the 3-finger bag of the good shit was $35.
Checks
so we had, and back in when they had baggies that you would lick the edge of them, they didn't have zip, so you'd be rolling, lick the edge of the baggie, and here you go. So
Yep.
I don't know what went down that trail, but so anyway, I had smoked weed in the past, and I was used to
Yeah.
like the way you would smoke weed
Right.
in the past. It's like you went,
Yeah.
and then held it in,
Yeah.
and then blew it out, and so
Yeah.
anyway.
They got weed now. If you touch it, you're high. fucking
So
crazy.
I sent my daughter out
Yeah.
because I'm thinking I'm going to get some of this to just take a little bit of the edge off the nausea. So I said,
Yeah.
go get me the lowest THC. What I just want the most blah 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 blah. So she comes back with this pen, and so she gives it to me, and it's in my bed, and I go and I like take an old style hit off this thing.
Okay.
and I'm taking the hit off this thing, and I see her eyes just go woo. I'm like, oh, I wonder what that's about. And she goes, hey, you do you, man. And then I laid
Fuck.
in bed, and I watched Cops was on TV, and I watched it and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, and I end up getting all paranoid, and I'm hanging under the covers, and she's like, it's okay, you know, you'll be okay. And so I said, no more.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what you missed.
Yeah.
You didn't miss
I
anything.
did miss that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awesome. Yeah.
Well,
I'm a
okay.
paranoia nut job. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that didn't change. But I did a lot of bad shit.
What about
You know?
cocaine paranoia? Did you
Yeah.
ever do that when you're like peeking out the windows?
One above that.
It's like 6.
I smoke crack.
Oh, well, you know, it's just faster.
That's why I'm such a
right?
good salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Give me
Thanks.
more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you end up.
I graduated from coke and became such a good
Yeah.
drug
Yeah.
addict that
You
I
went to crack?
smoke crack.
I tried a little bit of that too.
Fuck yeah. No. I mean, seriously, like I was a used car salesman too for a little
Yeah,
while.
well, there you go.
You know what I
These
mean?
Carlsman crackhead. I like it.
Yeah, they are.
I like
right.
the way you roll.
Man, I had great weeks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I just had to stay up. I was working
all weeks in a
7
row.
hours,
Yeah.
and I like the effect produced by drugs and alcohol.
You
That's
know,
my problem.
One of the things I first discovered was like when I first got sober is I was afraid of the birds. I was afraid of birds.
Okay.
Because you know how you go through the night and it's like
Oh, I get where you're
midnight,
getting
you're
at.
just getting
Yes.
rolling. It's 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
2 o'clock. You're solving all the problems
I
of the
totally know what
world.
you're talking about.
Check the watch. I got plenty of time to make it to work. And then next thing you know,
Yes.
the birds.
Man,
The
Kathy, you hit it on the head.
birds are
Yeah.
coming.
Nothing made me feel more like that feeling that you just described is
Yeah.
exactly what changed everything about my life now.
This is Jacob, the host of the 4th Street Live podcast, and my new book, The Rail Runner, inspired by my life on the railroad and being a railroad contractor, is now for sale on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Please go check out my new story if you're looking to escape reality for a few hours. It's a great read. Support a local Reno author. Thanks so much. I don't know about you guys, but if you have ever been down on your motorcycle, gotten hit, somebody had no insurance, anything like that, you feel like there's nobody around to help you out, but Law Tigers Motorcycle Attorneys is the way to go. You need to get these guys, just save them in your phone if you have to. Law Tigers is there to help bikers. It's bikers for bikers. These guys ride motorcycles, and they will take care of you. They're personally handling claims and will be the biggest advocate for anybody on 2 wheels. Check out Law Tigers Motorcycle Attorneys and a sponsor of 4th Street Live. Thanks so much. There's only one place in town I take my Harley-Davidson motorcycle to, and that is Slab Sides Motorcycle Shop on Glendale Avenue in Reno. If you're looking for a tune-up, customizing your motorcycle, bars, exhaust, they've got everything you need and one of the best hourly rates in town for any of your motorcycle repair stuff. Go check out Slab Sides Motorcycle Shop. What's up, everybody? Are you looking for custom vinyl decals for your business? Go check out Vision Moto. Vision Moto can do everything from support stickers for your motorcycle club, custom decals for your dirt bikes or your Harleys, and anything that you can think of. Mark over at Vision Moto can get you taken care of. A local business right here in Reno, Nevada. Go check out Vision Moto.
So
Interesting.
I could not be up until the sun came up.
Yeah.
And I remember when the sun would come up, I would just, that wouldn't, you know,
Self-hate.
when they would talk about pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization, that is the perfect example of
Yep.
me driving myself fucking crazy because I'd hear the sun come up. I'm like, man, I'm the
Oh.
world's biggest piece of shit.
Well,
I fucking hate my life.
exactly.
And then I'd sleep all day and then I'd wake up and I'd do it again.
Yep.
And I would fucking hate myself. So now I'm a morning person
Me too.
and I wake up really early and I love waking up early.
And I love hearing
Yeah.
when the birds start. I love
do.
getting up and
I love sleeping, being rested,
Mhm.
and starting my day because it's like
Yep.
anything is better than that. You know what I mean? So, you know,
Yeah, well,
hate it.
anything, yeah, and getting up early and starting your day, prayer, meditation, you
Yeah.
know, journaling, thinking about shit,
yeah.
watching the sun come up, and
Yeah.
you know, I love a good sunrise.
Your office is on this kind of the south side of town, right?
Right by the airport.
Do you ever go to the Neil Road meeting at that
No,
what's it called?
We're,
The Seventh-day Adventist building. You know what I'm
No.
talking about? Okay.
Uh-uh.
I was just curious.
Uh-uh.
My grandfather knew who you were.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, he
Well,
knew
that's good.
he passed away a few years ago, but he went to the same meetings you guys did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
my aunt knows you. You know, my dad knows you.
Oh, I have
You know
to
what I
get
mean?
it all figured out.
Yeah,
I know
they
your
all know you
father
just
is.
from the meetings you go to. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But that one
Yeah.
you go to on Saturdays is probably my favorite meeting in
Yeah, me too.
all of town.
Yeah,
You know,
I love the vibe there.
that's a great
Feels
meeting.
good. You know, there's an author, David Hawkins.
Love
No, not
Hawkins.
David Hawkins. Is it David Hawkins? Anna, Map of Consciousness. David Hawkins, right? He also wrote Power versus Force. So David Hawkins.
You could turn your mic on. You're just not going to be on the video.
Oh,
Let's.
so
Will producer. The mic is okay. Why don't you? Well, can you Google it? I'm curious now.
Oh, no, I am.
I want to know.
okay, we're googling.
Map of Consciousness is a
Map of
sobriety book.
No.
Yes and no. All right. So he wrote a book in the 90s called Power versus Force, right? And so force is like forcing your will on something versus power is what we have when we don't force our will.
David R. Hawkins.
David Hawkins, yeah. So he
Yeah.
wrote a book.
David R. Hawkins, Map of Consciousness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this book, and what he talks about is different levels of consciousness. For example, if Hitler would be like the lowest level of consciousness, right?
Okay.
So when you're focused on, anger, resentment, violence, things like that would be lowest level. As you move up to different levels, right? And then the top level would be enlightenment. So you got, Mother Teresa and a couple of her homies on that.
Hey.
But he was a good friend of Bill Wilson.
No shit.
No shit.
Okay.
And he believes that the big book is a channeled book. It was channeled through Bill Wilson to write the big book. And he says that one of the reasons that AA meetings feel so good is because everybody's there, looking out for everybody else's best interest. People care about each other. It's just the vibe in the room is a higher level of consciousness.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why, it feels like after a meeting, don't you feel good?
I've never felt
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never felt worse.
I've never felt worse after leaving a meeting than I got there.
never,
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay.
I've
So,
never,
so I get to Reno and I'm not, I'm okay. I got this or whatever. And so I'm not doing a lot of meetings. Well, meanwhile, I go through this horrendous experience with this person who we don't even use a name for the person anymore.
Yeah.
And, it's just I went down, I don't know, I'm not too fat right now, but I was probably 20 pounds less than this. I got down to,
Okay.
and just from the stress of it all. So we're going to what's that big bike thing in Havasu in the spring? Or
Oh my God.
what is it?
Well, there's
The
the Laughlin Run. There's a
no,
Oh,
we went
okay,
to the
okay.
Laughlin Run.
That's badass.
So we go down and we had a truck and a trailer and we're like, so we leave late and he's driving and it's my daughter and myself and him. We leave late and then we fall asleep and he drives all the way down there. I'm thinking, how did you do that? Are you Superman? I would have fallen asleep. I didn't know about methamphetamine. Okay. So anyway, we're down there. We had my bike coming back, and
You rode your bike to Laughlin?
No, I took it on the trailer
Okay, all right, all
on
right.
the
I was
truck,
just
and then
curious.
he rode his bike.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're coming back. He's on his bike. We're like right outside of Beatty, so like in the
My
middle.
favorite town in Nevada.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
so he pulls up and he goes, "I'm running out of gas. I never do that. I'm running out of gas." And he's done. So he's running out of gas. He goes, "Pull over. We'll throw my bike on the trailer. We'll take your bike off." Okay. So, and then meanwhile, I had this like little skull cap with little spiky things on the top of it for, I don't know what. So
Tight.
that's what I had.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
tight.
we get my bike out and like we used to have this thing we'd say like, ride it like you stole it, which means open it up and have some fun.
Crack it open. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're probably familiar with that.
I
So-
obey the law always, Kathy.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
So we take the bike off, and it's a nice wide open Nevada highway, right? So I take off, I start going. I'm not going crazy, but I'm going, I don't know, 80 maybe, something like that. And I feel all of a sudden it's pulling to the right. And so I'm looked like I'm not an idiot. I look to see if the road's crowned, if it's pulling,
Yeah.
and I'm letting off the throttle the whole time. And all of a sudden it just yanks me off to the right hand side of the road into the dirt. I crash. My little skull, my little knobby things catch on the dirt, and I ended up having to get life flighted out of there. But
Fuck.
fun fact about Beatty, since you bring it up,
Yeah.
they took me into, I'm not sure it was, I think it was combination courthouse, dog pound, something else. And
Yep.
I'm like, my eyes were swollen shut. I can't really see much. So they're there, and they had given me morphine or something. So they thought I was out of it, right?
Yeah.
So the EMTs are there, and they're like taking my boots off. And I had, a pedicure, right? I'm a chick, right? Have a pedicure. So they're like, come here, come here, come here. They don't think I can hear them. And they're like, look, look, look. And they're all like pointing at my painted toes. Like, I'm thinking, what are the women's
Yeah.
feet like in Beatty,
In Beatty,
Nevada?
rough.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
the
much-
donkey they share
It was,
outhouses with donkeys out there. Yeah.
kind of, I think that's where I might have been, one of those
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
So they
a
life
rough
flight me
area.
down to Vegas.
Why it's
and-
my favorite.
Yeah.
You know?
Right up your alley. Yeah.
Right. I love it
I
there.
love me some Beatty.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's a crazy town. They probably hadn't seen that. They probably
Then I don't know. They
Yeah.
were showing each other my toenails.
oh, fuck.
So yeah, I kind of felt a little ripped off on the light flight because here you got this private helicopter deal and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm so out of it. I just remember like some guy with like a bubble space head white helmet looking at me. And so anyway.
Yeah.
He grabs the bike, takes it back. I'm gonna go get it. Well, come to find out, it was a murder attempt.
From that guy?
Mhm.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do that, I wonder? He tightened your
Well,
belt.
So he did something to the bike.
He
right.
must have tightened your belt, or he could have
Uh,
done something to your
The
to your
suspension or what?
you could-
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know, but
not the bars. That wouldn't have made the bike turn right. But the belt's on the right side,
yeah,
and if he tightened the belt a lot, he could have done that. Or there's a bearing in your steering column, and if you over tighten a nut on the top in a certain direction, once you get to a certain speed,
yeah,
it'll start to try and pull your bike. That'll do it.
yeah.
You know.
Secure the ratchet straps of the 9-hour drive down on the trailer with that bike towed. Could he have not like overstrapped it and like he should have known better with all those experience?
Yeah.
Or would it be more intentional?
Was it a V-Rod?
Yeah.
It could. That's a crazy motorcycle. That's
I know, that
one
was-
I don't know a lot about,
It was a little much for me.
but that wheel is also bigger than a car wheel, that back tire on a V-Rod.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They're huge.
No, on the big dog it was.
Oh,
the
okay.
big-
Oh,
on
the fat boy, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah.
So when I got back, I was able to piece it together, what had happened, the whole thing, and plus his girlfriend at the time.
Oh,
And I got together and compared notes, and what he was saying to her was like the story he had made up for why I was dead. And so anyway, I have this murder attempt, and I broke my neck and all
That's
this other kind of
crazy.
stuff, and they've got me on all kind of pills and whatever to because I was messed up. And so anyway,
how much sobriety do you have at that point?
16 and a half years.
And then that happens.
And then that happens, right? And so then one day, actually, I'm still the same guy because I haven't figured this out yet, in a neck collar, and we're up at VC for some bike run, and he was having cranberry and vodka.
Okay.
And so I've got to get me a cranberry. And I just went in and say, hey, I'll have a cranberry and vodka too.
Okay.
Just like they say, that strange mental blank spot and whatever.
You're hanging down the barbershop.
Well, yeah. I mean, that afternoon I hadn't really been around it that much, but so, I picked up a drink, and I remember riding on the bike. I think I had a couple of them, and I riding on the bike back from VC and thinking, shit, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
What's the matter with this? So what happened wasn't any of that. That's not why I picked up.
I hear you.
What happened was that I got out of the middle of the crowd because I got here and I didn't get fully engaged. I didn't have my people. I wasn't immersed in it.
Yeah.
So, all that other stuff happened. Yeah. But I think the reason is because I got out of the middle of the crowd.
I hear you.
And then I came back right back in for, 5 years or so. And then I just like, I never really tried to quit.
I hear you.
And, it didn't start out like they say. And I had a guy in Florida where he'd been 17 years who went out, and then like in some short period of time, like 2 weeks or something, he was dead. Because I'd always heard that the disease keeps growing, even if you're sober, right? So if you pick up again, it's just as if the disease had been growing those last 17 years.
I agree with that.
And that wasn't my experience.
Okay.
So then I said, well, I'm not going to go back and spoil it for everybody else.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So anyway, of course, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And, it wasn't, I didn't lose my car, didn't lose my house. Like, it was more of a high bottom, but I was destroying relationships. The relationships I cared the most about. I was sending nasty, at like 11 o'clock at night, I'd decide to settle the matter right now over text, and then had to be afraid of the phone when I woke up, and who do I have to apologize to? And, then I'm not going to drink, and I would for a few days, and then I felt better. And it was just waking up feeling like shit. And then I would wake up feeling so I live alone, right?
Yeah.
And I was drinking wine primarily, and margaritas. But, at home, glass of wine, yeah. we went, when we were out there, we went on this trip up to Virginia City. A lender we worked with would have this Halloween deal where she'd rent out half of VC, and you went on like a treasure hunt, right? So you had to pick up a clue at each bar. So I went, and I'm with a bunch of younger people, and so I thought this was part of it, that at each bar you had to take a shot, because like each bar we're taking. Oh my God, did I get fucked up?
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God, my daughter had to carry me up the stairs.
Were you partying too? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was so and like
that sounds like fun.
It was
so much fun.
That sounds like a cool night.
It was fun till the next, and like sleeping with one foot on the floor to keep the room from spinning and all.
Oh, I
that
never
stuff.
tried that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Good to
helps.
know.
Like you put one foot out on the floor.
God damn. Yeah, I never knew. I never knew.
I didn't try that.
Yeah, I never tried that.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah. There's probably not much.
I just drank until the spinning stopped. You know what I mean?
Well, no, so that's when you go get the Coke.
It was everything for me.
Right.
Yeah. No, for me it was like I never was doing anything fun. I was doing.
We're gonna scare off all my real estate clients, by the way.
I think.
What was that?
I think that if I was gonna buy a house, I'd rather buy a house from somebody like you. I'm 100. All my friends would agree. You know what I mean?
Good.
So they don't want to.
Good.
Yeah.
The tribe.
I've also talked to people that have never been to jail, never partied crazy, never had a struggle. Man, I don't relate to people like that.
Oh.
People relate to real,
Yeah.
and better and getting better and changing things. You know what I mean? Accountability is cool. You know? That's
the
just
jail
what I
part
think.
is kind of like I would let somebody in who hadn't been out to jail.
Well, you talked about Cops. You saying you were watching Cops?
Yeah.
In the hot.
Were you on that?
No. I was just gonna tell you, when you go to jail, they're usually playing A&E Cops.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
Oh.
How? Yeah.
I did not know that.
A&E. Well, that's the channel.
That's
Yeah,
You
that's
can
the
still
channel. They're
find
not
it.
streaming in jail, dog, you know?
You can
So,
you can still
yeah.
find it on.
No, yeah, storage. Yeah. No, they were playing cops when I was in jail. And I'm like, man, this is so pretentious. You know what I mean? Like you guys are just, it's like if you came on my podcast and I was playing my podcast while we were here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem right, you know? But
Like Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy on my motorcycle
Sons of
club.
Anarchy, see, there's a better
Yeah.
one.
Watch party of
I'm the real guy, dude. Yeah, yeah. That's so funny. I never watched that show until I joined this club, and I was like, "We're not doing it right," you know. Like we I haven't killed anybody. You know what I mean? What the fuck happened?
Well, what's
No.
the deal with the tat right here?
So it's actually a tradition in my club, and it's
It's a tradition
it
to
is.
kill somebody.
No. This is a spade. It's a charm. No, I promise you.
You made it.
No, yeah, no. It's
You're not a prospect anymore. I've got the
no.
I've got
Every
the-
president in my club, in every charter, has a face tattoo, and it's got some significant meaning. I'll tell you off the
So
camera.
you're the president?
I am the president For
Well,
now.
Mr. President, I had no idea.
for now. You know, it's just a job.
I'm
It's just a
I'm
job.
hanging with the big dogs.
Like, no, you're not. I'm
in
just
the
a
deep
guy.
end of the
I'm just a
biker
guy.
pool here.
No,
right
no,
here.
no. I'm just a guy. Yeah, that's why I'm pumped. That's why I'm pumped. That's why I'm pumped that this year, like I said, being a president is only a
It's
job.
not all glitter.
It's just a job. It's no different than
Yeah.
being a secretary or a treasurer or vice president. We all just have roles in this club.
I think he's protesting too much.
I'm not.
Right.
I swear. I swear.
Like, oh, it's just nothing.
It's nothing.
I just
It's
have my,
nothing.
I just
I'm
got a
just
little
guy.
diamond right
Yeah.
here, and then
No,
and
this
just a guy.
swear to God, this is got a really cool meaning that I'll tell you, and it'll make sense to you. I guess I can talk about it. It's simply to do with we are a motorcycle club,
There's
that you wouldn't be a rat.
that you
And a
would.
good way
oh, I
to
got
tell
it.
that you're not a
got it.
rat is you're going to tattoo your face. You know, that's a good tradition.
What if they get a rat tattoo?
Wouldn't get a rat tattoo
Mm-mm.
unless it had wings. That'd be cool.
Probably not good.
You know, what's that guy's name? Rat. There's a guy that does the cars. What's that guy's name? Yeah. Is he the ones that with the bugs with the eyes that stick out? Yeah. That's cool. That guy.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you do commercial real estate as well?
No, not really. I have a good commercial. I try to stay within my
We're trying to buy a
wheelhouse.
clubhouse.
Well, I can help you with that. I can get you the right people. So, but
Yeah.
I like to have, experts in, whatever field I'm dealing with.
I agree.
Like
That's a cool
like,
thing to say.
I'm kind of known as the horse property person and land. I do a lot of land. I sold ranches for a while. So I get a lot of agents coming to me and asking questions and, asking if I have something or questions about water rights or wells or septic, that kind of stuff. Mick Casey. Oh, who?
It's an episode of Yellowstone, I think, right? He was a cowboy.
Yeah, no, I know
Yeah.
Mick Casey. Yeah, I did a little section outside of Fallon. Yeah, big. I knew that name was familiar. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He paid me $5 a day to work for him.
$5 to do what?
Everything.
Ranch hand. He's a ranch hand.
Yeah, he's old school guy, and mess around with him. Yeah, there's a couple.
She
of
messed
those
around
guys.
with him. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what, but that's why I like doing. I really love selling ranchers because, ranchers are old school dudes, man. Handshakes my word, but we back it up with paperwork, and
I like that.
you can tell the richer the guy by the rougher shape his Carhartt jacket's in, and they're working, and they're as salt of the earth kind of people. I love working with those dudes.
I agree.
Saying, Jacob, that Mick used to tell me, we were preg checking cows one day, and you shoved your arm up the past preg checking, and I smelled like shit. And I said, I smell like shit. And he goes, man, you smell like some money then. And I asked him, I said, you should give me some of that money. And he almost hired
Damn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
me.
That is funny, bro.
There's another guy out there, Kim McCreary,
Yeah.
who is a good friend of Mick's, and Kim will come off like he God, he's so funny. So he dry sense of humor, but he'll tell you, doesn't have a pot to piss in, right? And he's like such a little, he's developing all of Fernley. He
Yeah.
owns all that big land out there, ranches across the state. But
Yeah. I
I think he
I
still
think
lives in a manufactured, like a single wide or something with his family. He didn't, he doesn't need none of that pretentious shit.
I think real estate to me was always like the highest level of sales you could be in. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been a salesman my whole life. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
Just my whole life I've been a salesman. And it was like, well, how do you get better than selling jewelry at Kohl's?
Hmm.
Oh, you sell cars, right? And then how do you get better than selling cars? Oh, you go to
Well, we should get your
technology.
license.
So,
Well, I'll show you how
well,
to
now
do
I
it.
have what I believe is the highest paying sales job you can get, which is railroad. So,
Railroad?
yeah, I sell railroad service. Yes,
You sell railroad service.
I do. I think I have the company. Yeah. So
You have the company?
I'm the general manager of the
Oh.
company. Yeah. So,
Well, you can afford a house. What are you screaming poverty about?
because I just don't want to pay I'm paying $1,700 right now.
Someone
Rent?
else's mortgage.
No.
So you're throwing $1,700 out the window.
This is what
every
Anna
month.
said to me the other day
Just
when I talked to her about
going
buying.
down I-80 with
yeah.
hundreds. Woo,
That's it.
woo.
Gypsy Kathy.
I am gypsy. I don't know if I'm going to stay here long. Yeah, I am, but
So rent it out
No,
the
I am.
house when you leave.
I'm doing it.
You should buy a house
Now I'm
every
going to
2
wait till the
years.
50 year and then we're going to do it.
You know, you
I'm gonna
can
be that guy.
buy if you
I'm going to be the first guy to do it
if you
in the
keep
country.
a house if you live in a house for 2 out of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
As a single, oh no, you're not a single dude. So as a married dude, you can make up a 500,000
How
profit
big is your house? I'll tell you
tax-free.
if I'm married. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love my house. I got lucky. Men,
Yeah.
I'm not good with real property.
There you go. No, I'm doing it. Yeah, it's okay. Anna talked a bunch of shit to me when I said I'm gonna wait, and then she's like, "Damn, you're dumb." You know, I
You
listened to her
dumb motherfucker.
all of her things, and it's just like, man, I feel like a dumbass. I ain't bought a house yet. You know, I know that's what you're trying to do, right? Yeah,
She's
yeah,
killing
like make you feel stupid. You don't buy a house yet. You know, yeah.
You are.
her social media game's killing it.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that in
I'm glad to
the
be Anna's
reel
friend.
you guys just did about what's the gym called?
Diamond Gym.
The Diamond Gym, and then the
Silk Diamond,
clothing.
yeah.
We have people like, okay, how
That's
do I
another
buy this
sponsor
stuff?
of ours. So
Yeah, well, tell them to get their stuff online because we already got like 5 people today wanting to buy some from
There you
just
go.
walking around the office.
there you go.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You did a good job. It was great. We got another gig for you too, by the way, and I'll tell you about VIP Auto Spa.
Isn't it cool to see John? 6 months ago, John was a carny.
I was there. I was there on the day John came in after being up all night. Right?
Yeah.
He was
That
up.
My first hour of being sober.
Yeah, and he
April
wasn't happy.
27, 2014.
It was at the speaker meeting.
Or
Young
no, that's
People's
my
Speaker-
sobriety day. 2024. Excuse me.
What's yours?
April 27, 2000. So we have the same sobriety day, believe it or not. And I
Oh.
didn't know until like 6 months into reading the book with him.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No, John's a great example of what happens, right? Just a
Truly.
little over a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It was.
like
He's also a great example of not having to have more wreckage than he needed to. Does that make sense?
Yep.
He could have made it a lot worse. There's
Yep.
a lot of guys that I'm really grateful that they chose to stop when they did, because it
Yeah.
just could have. I could
you
just
don't have
see.
to. You don't have to ride it all the way to the
Fuck
bottom.
no, you
don't
don't.
have to.
No. And that's
know?
what I try to, that's what I believe sharing your experience, strength, and hope in meetings is directly
Yeah.
for, is that you don't have to be as bad as me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've heard guys, and I'm like, man, I very easily could have been as bad as them, you know?
Yeah.
And, but you didn't have to.
It's scary when you're sober. Now it's fucking scary. You're like got some sobriety behind you, and you hear people like,
Yeah.
"I fucking killed the guy," and you're like, "Shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't have to be
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah. I didn't
There
have
but
to
the
be that
grace of
bad.
God go I.
Yeah. And that's what I try to do. That's why out there, that's,
Yeah.
that was me. You know what I mean? So 4th Street, the reason we call it 4th Street Live has a lot of meetings, but one of the big things is I really loved to go on a walk on 4th Street when I was using, you know what I mean? And now
Just tempt the fates, or why?
boredom,
Why?
drug addiction, insanity.
Why? Because you could get drugs on 4th Street, or
Yes.
yeah,
And my liquor store was on 4th Street.
yeah,
Knuckleheads, the bar I drank at before
Oh.
I was old enough to drink there.
yeah.
They're not around anymore, but that's where I drank. They'd water
Yeah.
down some
Isn't there,
some
don't you have a
domestic.
meeting called Knuckleheads now?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. That's a great meeting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to branch out. I'm going to come here one night.
Please come here. This is
Hang out with
our
my
meeting.
homies.
Our meeting is very different.
Good.
It's the goal was to have a young people meeting without the talking, the chanting in the beginning, and not because the chanting's bad, just was bad for me. You know what I mean?
It's
And
a little much.
it was just bad for me. But it works for so many people I know, and so I can't say this is not. It's like counterproductive to people's sobriety. You know what I mean? If it helps somebody else, I just couldn't fucking say, because I grew up in the men's stag and the meetings that were like really traditional. I grew up with going to meetings with my grandfather Lynn and my aunt, and these are all old timers and people with more traditional, like, you know, if I'm having a bad day, they're the first to be like, well, what did you do? You know what I mean? What,
Yeah.
like, you know, the
What's your part
the
in it?
accountability pushers. Those are
Yeah.
what I needed. And then when I go to a young people meeting and I'd be like, man, I'm struggling. They'll be like, that sucks. Fuck them. You know, I'm like, no, I don't need to hear that.
We heart you.
Yeah. I need you to fucking tell me why I'm wrong and why I'm fucking up, you know? That's just me, you know? But so after the whole thing happened with
Which,
the 16 years and then you said
I
you
drank
were clean and
that.
sober for about another 5.
Yeah.
What did it take for you to finally put the shovel down in your life?
Well, same reason I did it the first time. I
Yeah.
was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I was stopping at gas station in the morning and buying 2 Fireballs because I figured that the cinnamon smell would outweigh the alcohol smell just to feel better. You know, I was tired of feeling like shit in the
That
morning.
insanity,
I
I
was
follow.
tired of being tired. I was tired of doing stupid stuff. I was just, you know, and I was just like, I don't want to live the rest of my life like that. And, you know, and I had somebody else in my life who was, you know, heading this direction. And it was like, you know, you don't get sober for somebody else, right? Well, they say, right?
No,
I
no, I
haven't
agree.
known anybody who's done that. So, but it wasn't like that. But I was just like, you know what? Somebody has got to have their shit together here, you know, if we're going to make it. And so I said, you know, that's it. I'm done. You know, and you know, I'll tell you, the raising your hand as a newcomer again, part of it was, I didn't like the idea of it. Oh, 30 days, I have 60 days. So, but, you know, I'm over all that now. And it's a whole, I knew it would be a different sobriety because there's a different set of stuff, a different set of challenges. And so it's, you know, well, it's been great, really.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just starting to, you know, all of that being a, you know, thing of the past. And, you know, the birds, you know, hadn't really scared me for a long time, but I really, you know, like those simple pleasures. And
It didn't affect work much?
yeah, it did.
Did
It did, but I had my own thing. I was solo then, and I had one assistant, and sure it did. You know, but like I was going to say, when I was living together, so I would drink wine at night, but I always had some left over. I made sure not to, you know, whether it was 3/4 of a bottle or a bottle and 3/4, whatever it was. And so I'd get up in the morning feeling like holy hell.
Yeah.
And not that I could make it. And so I would pour the rest of my wine into a coffee cup.
Yep.
Now I live alone,
'Kay.
right? So I could have brought out the crystal if I wanted to, but no, it was like in the coffee cup. I'm not hiding it from God knows what.
From you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I track the
Yeah.
delusion. I do. I follow. I definitely track the
Yeah.
insanity for
And
sure.
it was just like I had kind of a moment of clarity. It's like you know, I only got so much life left, and I don't want to spend it, you know, sitting on the couch drinking wine with my best friends, the Real Housewives of New York. Like
Yeah.
we would drink wine together some
Yeah.
afternoons.
Do you like those shows?
No, I
Okay.
don't. But you know, it's like, you know, they're drinking wine, I'm drinking wine, and
My wife watches those. Those are hard to watch.
yeah, I don't. No, I haven't watched any since
It's
then.
like
No.
a car wreck. It's hard to
Well,
look
that's why
away.
you watch.
Yeah. She watches Salt Lake City one.
Salt Lake City is fire. Don't come for Salt Lake.
It's the worst
Is it one
one.
of those?
I'm loving hip hop whole shit.
Oh, no, even better.
No.
Love and Hip Hop Miami's on
Oh,
right now.
God.
Not one of those women earned any of that money, right?
But that's the point.
I mean, now,
No,
okay, which one?
I'm just saying.
The black girl
I don't know.
is
I've never
is a
seen-
jewelry designer. That's real.
I've never,
Well,
I've never seen one of those episodes, and I don't know who you're talking about, but they did something with the lights off good enough.
oh,
They earned it.
I see how you are. Oh,
I stand
that's the
corrected. They
only
earned that
way.
shit.
They, yeah.
Those men are old, dude. Yeah.
Those men
Well-
have enough money to talk to any women they want to, and they picked one.
Him valuing these. I love this man.
Yeah.
It's like, those
Well, what
female entrepreneurs.
is
He's virtue
isn't there,
signaling.
like a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City getting out of jail
Oh
soon?
yeah, Jen Shaw from Real Housewives of Salt
Yeah.
Lake City is getting out of jail on December 10th.
Yeah.
One went to
She-
federal prison.
Is my favorite.
She's your favorite.
Yeah, she
Love her.
defrauded a bunch of
No.
elderly
Yeah,
people.
she was running a Ponzi scheme on old people.
Your favorite.
I remember that one. She's cute too, isn't she? She's the cute one.
Watch this shit.
Anyone with that much money, I think, can make herself.
I'm working while Beth has it on, and I'm struggling. I'm like, there's no way that's real. You know, why do they need a writer on reality TV?
Salt
You
Lake
know what I
City is
mean?
A bunch of Mormons. One has like a tequila company, but she's Mormon.
That checks out.
Yeah.
God, I
Mormon
would-
tequila companies are cool. You know.
I would rather eat worms than live that lifestyle.
Well, it's funny because we kind of have a sobriety adjacent podcast, and we might have a whiskey sponsor coming on.
Like
So
it.
yeah, it's like I don't know what it tastes like, but I really do love that we have a Nevada-based
You
whiskey.
don't not know what it tastes like, or you forgot what it tastes like.
No, I never tried theirs. No,
Oh,
and I
Frey, is it?
no, it's NV36.
Oh, I haven't heard.
No, I know them too. They're no, this is
Fries and
this
Frey?
is NV36. They're single malt out of Spanish Springs.
Well, you got a lot of alkies watching this, so why
Yeah,
not,
don't
right?
drink it if you're fucking sober, but those guys are my friends, and they've sponsored every one of my bike shows. They've sponsored multiple things, you know what I mean? They're just, I think it's cool to have a local business. How about that? You know what I mean? It's like,
What Bill Wilson talked about, coming to a point where you could have alcohol in the house for your guests and being okay with it.
yeah,
That's in the book.
yeah. I know that I
Not a
have an
good
allergy.
idea.
I have an allergy, and I just know that after working the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th, I truly lost the obsession for the rest of,
Mhm.
and then when I worked the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th with other guys,
Yeah, but I
I
can
lose the
tell
obsession
you
more,
that I didn't have an obsession,
No, I get it.
but
Yeah.
I had
I had an obsession
no
that I
when
could drink like other people.
Well, so when I was sober, right, I completely lost the obsession, right? And I completely lost the thought I could drink like other people. But, as a promise is in the big book that, that one day the thought will occur to you. And that's a promise, like it's for all alcoholics. And someday you're going to think, I could drink like other people,
I think like
which
that.
is the precursor to picking up a drink.
Yeah, man. I agree. I think I've been very grateful. Like, just like you saying, I took that advice to the heart when I heard it for the first time and staying in the
Yeah.
middle of the herd. I've never
Yeah.
really left,
That's the thing.
you know?
I have a tool that I use if I think about drinking, which you do sometimes. It happens. It's less and less frequent, but I just say, God, please direct my thinking.
Good.
And every single time, 20 minutes later, I go, oh, I thought forgot all about that.
Yeah. When I ask God to direct my thinking or my higher power to direct my thinking,
Yeah.
that has never failed me either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been like, yeah, I'm still going to go fucking do some bad shit. It's never happened. So I agree with you,
The whole battle, I guess that's the right word. The whole battle, is with ego.
Yeah.
Right. Thy will not mine be done.
Right.
And, it's the ego self
Yeah.
that wants, like you talk about wanting to be the director in control. That's the ego self.
Yeah.
Wanting to do that. And anger and resentment, that's the ego self.
Yeah.
Wanting to get that little juice. And David Hawkins talks about this in that Maps of Consciousness book about he kid around with the ego. So, the ego is just trying to get its juice.
Yeah.
Like when you want to be mad at the person who cut you off in traffic.
Yeah.
That's the ego who could getting its juice.
It is 100% my ego. Yeah. Somebody told me once because I kept getting into it with people on the road, riding my motorcycle. And then my sponsor said something like, hey, next time, just don't look at them if they cut you off. And that's worked, actually. It's helped.
Yeah.
Not, and it is ego. It's like, no, I'm tough. And yeah, I agree with you. It's also just hate getting cut off on the road by Californians though, and Priuses, so, but, which one of the steps did you find that was the most impactful in your life?
The first one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, the first one, yeah, but
I struggled with the first one. I struggled with the first one.
You do struggle with it?
I struggled with it.
Oh,
I
not
struggled
anymore.
with the hyphen, everything after the hyphen.
Yeah.
That my life, it was unmanageable.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's everybody,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? And I've got, I always had a plan, right? When I would think about my plans when I was shoveling shit out of stalls, right? I had a plan.
Right.
But, I think the most impactful was discovering a higher power. And somebody pointed it out to me that it doesn't matter who the higher power is as long as it ain't you.
Yeah.
That's the point of the exercise, is understanding that it's not you. And when I was able to do that, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders that, it's not me.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was able to, kind of ease into the trust and then having experiences where, things worked out better than I would have orchestrated them by letting go.
Yep.
Instead of trying to
Truly.
power through it.
Yep. Anna wanted me to ask you about your experience with elephants. I don't know what it means, but she says it's a cool story.
I went to the zoo once, saw some elephants. They were nice.
Cool.
What'd you do at the zoo with the elephants?
It was a circus. It was a circus. Okay.
Gypsies are a lot of
So
carnies.
college,
Yeah.
right? And there may or may not have been alcohol involved with this, because a friend was working with a circus. This was in Boston, and he was in town for a couple days, and so we were out having drinks with him, and it was 3:30 in the morning or something. And I said, well, I'm a horse person. I like riding horses. I always wanted to ride an elephant. And he goes, well, let's go. I work with the elephants. We're going to go to the circus. So off we go to the circus, 3:30 in the morning. We go in the circus tent, and there's these two elephants with little chains around their ankles, standing there. And he goes over and unchains one of them. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do that. And he brings it over, and he tells it to get down, and the thing gets down, and you scammer up on top of it. And elephants are different than horses, because with a horse, you've got a whole neck out in front of you. But with an elephant, their head like stops here. So it gets up, and you're like facing the ground. So the elephant gets up, and he goes, well, don't you want me up there with you? And I was like, oh, it never occurred to me. So get down, get up again.
It never occurred to me either.
Yeah, my first elephant ride.
Yeah.
So he gets up there, and then he has this wooden pole there was like a nail in the end of it. So evidently this was a thing you're supposed to use to tell the elephant where to go by giving a little, umph. So we're off, and the elephant starts walking out of the tent and whatever. And the elephant starts walking down this line of trees. And I'm like, oh, God, we're at the top of these trees. And the elephant keeps going. And so he's like poking it with the stick to get it turning around. And that's only pissing the thing off, right?
Oh, shit.
So come to find out he didn't know the first thing about elephants. He wasn't working with the elephants at the circus. Yeah. It was, there was no elephant background that he had. And this elephant's just getting mad. So we're going down this line of trees, and like the tents are getting kind of faint in the background. And I'm in sobering up a little bit
motherfucker.
now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we going?
Yeah.
And so my girlfriend that was there with me, she was on the ground, and somehow I don't know, somehow the real elephant trainer got notified.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
what the real elephant trainer did is he brought this elephant's buddy out of the tent, and the elephant's buddy goes, "Mee," and then my elephant goes, "Mee," or whatever the elephants do, and then
Right.
and then my elephant pulls a Yui, like he flips a bitch, right? And now he's flying back down, and now we're galloping
Okay.
toward the tent.
Right.
I'm totally sober at this point. Galloping
Yeah.
toward the tent, full speed. But I was having this thought. I remember when you're going, you know how things slow down. And I'm like, well, you know, it'd be kind of cool if I fell off, broke my arm, and they say, "How'd you break your arm?" And I say, "Well, fell off an elephant."
Yeah.
Like, well,
That would
you
be
know,
cool.
might not be bad. And you know, I don't know. We're probably hitting. I don't know how fast they go. It seemed fast. So we get to the tent. The real elephant trainer gets the elephant to get down. I scrambled off, hopped in my friend's BMW, and was like, dirt flying, and we were out of there.
Damn.
Yeah, we
If
left.
I had an elephant in my disposal to pick up a chick, I would also lie and use
Yeah.
an elephant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it didn't work for him.
Yeah, it didn't work for him.
No, in fact, I think he left the
I'd
circus
still try.
like shortly after that,
Oh, no shit.
as in the next morning. Yeah,
You cannot blame that guy's effort. That's
Yeah.
impeccable. I'm impressed.
so yeah, so we
Florida man story.
we
Yeah.
stole an elephant. That's the story. I did, and you don't meet a lot of people who can say that.
I've never met a single person that has stolen an elephant. You know? Yeah. There you
Or,
go. Yeah.
yeah.
You
Anybody
rode
ha-
one more elephant than me. You
Yeah.
probably touched one more elephant
Ride
than me.
him at the fair. Well, how about the time that you're trying to get me to buy the camel?
I wasn't trying to do shit. But she did try and buy a camel. She's drunk. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Did you hinder it from happening?
Yes.
Yes, they pulled me away.
Why?
Because we were cook off and we wanted to ride the fucking camel, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to ride
Sparks.
the
What do
camel,
camels go for?
but she
No,
didn't
we-
ride the camel. She's like,
Yeah.
her drunk ass was like, I'm gonna buy a camel. It's I'll own a camel. And so next thing
I
fucking
didn't talk
know,
like
she's
that when I
"I'm
was
not gonna
drunk."
want a baby. I'm like, fucking Facebook Marketplace.
How much?
8,000, I think it was.
Um,
And
Seems
next thing I know,
reasonable.
She's on the fucking phone, and I look at
I
her.
was?
She looks at me, and then just fucking starts running. And I was like, "You little bitch!" I had to go and grab her fucking phone from her.
Oh shit. Speaking of camel, Beatty has camel jerky you can get. So
Oh, yeah. Fun facts.
fun fact
Fun
about
facts.
Eddie's World, the beef
Yeah.
jerky stand in there will sell that's why I love Beatty. Is I always get
You
really
get-
good. I
did
get
you get
really
any-
good elk jerky there. It's one
Okay,
of my
that's good.
favorites, and
Did you try
but
the camel jerky?
I have tried every kind they
Oh,
have,
really?
and there's some really gross ones. And
Like,
there's
camel.
there's snake jerky that they have, like
Yeah,
rattlesnake. That was
yeah.
like it's silly. No one ever has tried it and been like, this is great.
yeah.
It's not good. It's just
Yeah.
I think it's a what do you call it?
I think it's a culture thing. But
No, it's not. Nobody fucking likes it.
Teriyaki flavor at the gas station.
Yeah, it's not real. I think it's just like a shock value. Like, hey, you can buy fucking snake
Snake
jerky from
jerky.
here and take a bite and throw it away. But no,
just
that's
stray dogs that he picks up in the desert. left
no, there's no. Yeah. Fuck, dude. Yeah, it was rough. You
Could
could tell
be.
it was a lizard. You know what I mean? It was a reptile. You know,
Could
it
be.
was a little rough. But just fun fact about Beatty. You know what I mean? So,
Another fun fact about Beatty.
yeah, it's cool. I told you it's a cool place. You know, it's also the closest turn off to Area 51. You know, so
Look at you.
I know. Yeah,
Fun facts.
yeah.
You should get your real estate license.
I'd have to quit the railroad. It's doing pretty good. You know, I've
Hmm.
definitely thought about doing real estate to some extent, for sure. It's definitely something that is in my pipeline.
It's got nothing to do with selling Sunset, by the way.
I hear you. That's a
Those
good show.
shows.
That's a great show.
It's a lot of hard work.
I believe you. I know it is. I know I'm writing a book, another second book. I'm writing, I'm doing this with John and the railroad. I just wouldn't have any time, but that is something I'm going to do
What was
before
your first book?
it was about, it was a fiction story about my life on the railroad. is about,
We have to get us a copy of that.
Anna's got
I
one.
got one.
You got
Yeah.
one? Good.
One of the first purchases. Thank you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't even text him back. I just bought it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about,
Look at you.
there was a running joke because of the way I travel that people didn't believe that I worked on the railroad, and they said, no, you must be a hitman. So I wrote a book about it,
Being a hitman?
being a hitman on the railroad. Yeah. So it's,
Oh.
That tattoo.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
fictional story
you didn't
combined
think
with
I
a,
fell for the whole, well, we have to get one of these.
we got to, yeah. You got to get yours now. You're
You
a gang
know,
member,
when
Kathy.
when I
you know?
was younger, what?
You look where you're at. You're a gang
Getting a
member
fa-
now. You're
no,
affiliated.
no,
you know?
there'll be no face tattoos. There will be no.
I got more tattoos in sobriety than I did
Yeah.
before I looked like a Boy Scout. It's
And you got
crazy,
a
and that
bunch
was the
of 'em
worst.
now.
My whole body. Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I was in my 20s, I guess, I had biker boyfriends and hung out with bikers. And, I really liked the whole culture of respect.
I do too.
And, you follow the rules and respect and, took care of each other. And
Cowboys
Yeah.
and bikers,
yeah,
to me, is the last standing line of real
Yeah.
fucking men.
agreed.
Men.
Agreed. Yeah.
And this is not to knock any other guy, that not saying there's not masculine, I don't know, blow dry boys or whatever, you know what I mean? But whatever, I just think that this is a culture that is the epitome of what I think a gentleman should be.
Yeah.
And that's what I truly strive to be today is
Yeah.
is to the best of my ability, a man of conviction, a gentleman, but
More, standards.
standard, will be a
We've
good
been-
person,
We've been doing a lot of work lately on our team about standards,
Yeah.
So what a standard is the baseline, right? Which, what personal standards do you have? There's a goal, but a standard is the mark below which you refuse to let yourself fall.
I agree with that. I think that I didn't know what that was 11 years ago, and now every day I try to increase that a little bit more in my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I totally get what you're saying, and I do see the way your daughter carries herself,
Mhm.
and
Super
she
proud.
definitely carries herself as a person with a lot of standard, and that's a beautiful thing. So, but
Mm-hmm.
Kathy is a sponsor of our show now. The Courtney Group is a sponsor of 4th Street
Yeah.
Live.
Little
If
baby
you are
sponsor.
looking or you are in the market, that would be my first stop. Please go check them out. Kathy, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. That was an awesome interview.
Yeah, I had
And,
no idea what was going to happen here, but this
God told
really
us.
turned out fun.
I never ever plan. I really
Yeah.
just get up here and start talking because
Yeah.
if I start thinking about what I'm going to say, it's always bad. So
Yeah.
I just talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Well,
And
thanks for having
there's
me.
a lot of beautiful things that are coming to our show, and we really appreciate you being a part of
Yeah.
it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you for
for
being here,
doing it.
Kathy. Yep.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.